Hello and welcome to November's Reflect and Reset session. Thank you so much for being here with me, whether it's live or whether you are watching the recording. So as we move into November and the days are growing shorter, this Reflect and Reset session, as always, is an invitation to slow down and reconnect with yourself. So the darker season can bring a natural pull inward, so that time to pause, rest and listen, rather than resisting that slower rhythm and trying to kind of push through. Today we're going to actually really lean into it. So this is your space to soften, to breathe, to make peace with the quiet, and to remind yourself that the darkness isn't an ending, it's a space for renewal. So just like in nature, things are going inwards, things are still happening under the surface, getting ready for growth in the spring. So what we're going to do is, as always, start with a little bit of stretching. So we're going to stand up this morning. So if you find yourself a space to stand up, and we're going to stand nice and tall. So just imagine that nice golden thread pulling you up towards the sky, lifting your head off your shoulders. And let's just lift the shoulders up towards the ears as we breathe in and sigh out, and just let the shoulders drop down. And let's do that again. And one more time. Shoulders to the ears and drop them down. And let's just roll the shoulders back. So lift them towards the ears and roll them back. And once more. And let's take them the other way. So roll them back and lift them towards the ears. And again. And one more time. Okay, we're going to turn our attention to our feet. You can tell it's Monday morning. And our feet are really important. They keep us grounded, don't they? And they're really important for our balance. So let's just wake those up a little bit. So just carefully peel your left foot off the floor. It doesn't have to be lifted high, just enough that you can circle your foot. Feel free to hold on to something if you need to. Put your hands on your hips if that helps. Okay, and circle foot the other way. And then I'd like you to point your toe and then flex your foot, lifting your toes towards your knee. Then point again and flex, point and flex, and one more time, point and flex, and return that foot to the floor. Just shake your legs out. Your supporting leg is probably feeling that a little bit. Let's do the same on the other side. So lean into your left leg, gently peel your right foot off the floor and circle your foot one way. And you'll probably find that you're steadier on one side than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Remember to breathe and change direction. Keep lifting out of the hips, that head drawing towards the sky, remembering that golden thread. Okay, and point the foot and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Okay, and return the foot to the floor. Just shake everything out. What we're going to do now is we're going to step the left foot forward, and as we do so, we're going to hinge at the hips and sweep the arms forward and down, and then with the other leg, sweep and up. So just getting a little stretch in the hamstrings at the back of the leg here, but also with this arm movement, we're warming up the shoulders and the upper body. So keep doing that nice and gently. Doesn't have to be a deep stretch. One more on each side. And bring yourself back to a standing position, feet hip distance apart, standing nice and tall. Okay, we're going to do some spinal rolls. So breathe in, sweep the arms above the head, and then sweep the arms down. As you do so, tuck the chin to the chest and slowly start to roll yourself forward. So thinking vertebra after vertebra going nice and slow. You can rest your hands on your thighs or on your shins, or if it's comfortable, you can reach to the floor. Only go as far as is comfortable for you. And then big deep breath at the bottom. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Again, stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other. Head's the last thing to come up. Breathe in, sweep the arms back down. Let's do that again. Rolling down nice and slowly. Take a nice deep breath at the bottom and roll yourself back up again. Sweep the arms overhead one more time. Chin to chest, rolling down. And this time when we get to the bottom, we're going to bring ourselves onto all fours. So just have a little pause at the bottom. Let your hands and your head hang heavy. And then carefully, and bend your knees if you need to, bring your hands to the floor. Step the feet back so you go into an all fours position. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. Now you can either tuck your toes under or you can leave them flat and have your feet pointed. You've got your hands under your hips. No, your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And we're going to do cat-cow. So tuck the chin to the chest and just tuck the tailbone under, arch that back like a cat, an angry cat. And then push the chest away, arch the back. And back to cat. And do whatever breathing works for you. Just remember to breathe. And back to cow. So arch, lift that chest. And back to cat. And back to cow. Let's do one more of each. So chin to chest, tuck tailbone under, arch. And push the chest away, arch the back the other way. And come back to a neutral position. Just reset your hands and your knees if you need to. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hover our right knee just off the floor. We're going to do some hip circles. So you're going to bring the knee towards under the chest, out to the side, round and back. Doesn't have to be a big movement, just nice and gently. And we'll keep repeating that. Okay, and rest that knee down. Now take that right leg back, toes tucked, feel a bit of a stretch down the back of the leg. And then you're going to take the foot just slightly off to the right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push yourself back and slightly to the left and feel a stretch in the inside of the leg And bring yourself back up over your hands. Now, if that was quite gentle for you, you can take the leg a little bit wider, or you can leave it where it is. And back again. You don't have to sit all the way back. Could just be a small movement. Final option is to take the foot wide in line with your hips. And again, gently rock back and forwards. So whichever position is comfortable for you, just gently rocking backwards and forwards, sitting back on that heel. But like I say, you don't need to go all the way back, just as far as comfortable. And one more. Okay, and bring the leg back in, knee under the hip. Let's do the same on the other side. So hover your left leg off the floor and bring the knee under the chest and round and out. So circling that one round. And one more time. And return to tabletop. And take your left leg out behind. Tuck the toes. Nice little stretch in the back of the leg. And take that leg just off to the side. And sit back and to the right. And bring the weight back over the hands. Take the foot wider if you want to, or leave it where it is. And bring the weight forward again. Gently moving backwards and forwards. And one last time. And bring the knee back under the hip, back into your tabletop, and tuck the toes under, and then push the bum back, and we'll do a child's pose. Again, only come back as far as is comfortable. If you can't get your bum all the way back, that's absolutely fine. There's no judgment. And bring yourself back up to tabletop. Now point the toes, front of the feet flat on the floor, and go back into child's pose again. You might want to take your knees a bit wider. That might be more comfortable. You might want to rest your head on your hands, or put your arms down by your side, whatever feels comfortable. Just take a few breaths here. We're going to move into our visualization now. Now you can stay in child's pose, or you can come up to seated. So whatever comfortable seated position works for you. And you could even lie down if that feels better for you today. Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. Let your shoulders relax and let your breath settle. Now take a slow, steady breath in through your nose, feeling your ribs expand. And exhale through your mouth, letting go and relaxing the weight down. Just let those muscles fully relax now. Let's do that twice more. Breathing in, calm. Breathing out anything that feels heavy. Now I'd like you to imagine that you're standing outside at twilight. The light is beginning to fade and the air carries a gentle coolness. You might notice the smell of earth, leaves, or wood smoke. A quiet stillness settles over everything around you. You look up and see the sky shifting through deep shades of blue and indigo. The first stars are beginning to appear, one by one, soft and distant. The light isn't rushing to leave, it's simply yielding, making space for rest. Take a moment to notice how that transition feels. How the world changes, not in a hurry, but with grace and purpose. Now bring your attention inward. Somewhere inside you there's a gentle light. It might sit in your chest, your belly, or behind your heart. You don't need to force it or make it brighter. Simply notice that it's there, calm, steady, and quietly alive. With each breath in, feel that light glow a little stronger. With each breath out, imagine releasing what you no longer need. Tension, pressure, old thoughts. Let them melt away, like mist fading in the night air. This light belongs to you. It's the spark that keeps you moving through darker days. The quiet confidence that sits beneath uncertainty. The reminder that rest doesn't mean you've stopped growing. Take a few breaths to rest here in this calm space within yourself. Notice what it feels like to breathe easily, to not have to do or fix anything. Let your thoughts come and go like passing clouds. If your mind wanders, simply return to your breath or to the soft glow of that inner light. It will always be there to guide you home. Now imagine that light is beginning to spread through your body. It moves down your arms and through your hands, through your spine and legs, all the way to your feet. Every breath draws the light further into every part of you, so that you feel grounded, whole, and gently renewed. You are still surrounded by the darkness, but now it feels softer, not something to fear, but something to rest within. Take a few more slow breaths here. Allow the warmth of your light and the quiet of the dark to coexist peacefully. Both belong to you. Both have something to offer. When you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Notice the surface beneath you, the sounds around you, and the rise and fall of your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and when it feels right, slowly open your eyes. Take one more deep breath in and let it go with a long exhale. So allow your breath to settle into a comfortable rhythm as you settle back into the space around you. And if you've been lying down, you might now want to come to a seated position. And if you've got a pen and paper or journal, this is the time that you might like to bring that close to you and have it ready. Now, before we begin to write, let's just take a moment to notice how we feel. Perhaps there's still that sense of calm or warmth, or maybe even a little heaviness from what has surfaced. Whatever is present is perfectly okay. So as we move into our short journaling practice, remember there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can write words, phrases, or even doodles, whatever feels easier. And if you don't feel like writing, that's okay too. Think of it as a quiet conversation with yourself. And when you're ready, begin writing whatever comes into your head, but I'll also share a few prompts to guide your reflection. If they're helpful, then use them. Otherwise, just keep writing whatever works for you this morning. So first of all, what does this darker season invite you to slow down and notice? Perhaps it's a feeling, a habit, or a need that has been waiting for your attention. Where in your life or business could you allow more rest or reflection? Think about what might shift if you gave yourself permission to pause instead of push. What might your inner light need right now to keep shining steadily? This could be time, support, boundaries, or simply a little more kindness toward yourself. How could you embrace the dark as a place of renewal rather than resistance? What would it look like to lean into this season as preparation, not pause? So as we take 2 more minutes to continue writing, or if you don't want to write, just sit with your breath, breathing naturally. Now, if you'd like to, take another minute to either carry on writing or perhaps read over what you've written. You might like to circle or underline any words or phrases that stand out to you, the ones that feel like they hold meaning or energy. These are often the small truths waiting to guide us forward. And now, as you set down your pen and put your journal to one side, I invite you to place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and let it go through your mouth. Notice the stillness that follows, the awareness that you've created today. You don't need to do anything with what has come up today. It's enough to simply have noticed it. Trust that what matters will stay with you. As we close, remember that embracing the dark isn't about seeking light or fixing what feels quiet. It's about allowing yourself to rest in the rhythm of this season, to trust that renewal is already happening beneath the surface. Take one final deep breath in and let it go. Thank you for showing up, for taking this time to pause, reflect, and reset. And as you move into the rest of the week and month, carry that gentle light within you. It's always there, even when you can't see it. Thank you.